Welcome back. One aspect we haven't discussed yet is the future of work. Throughout history, technology has been a catalyst for new opportunities and job creation. But as machines take over tasks once exclusive to humans, technological unemployment looms. Can new opportunities offset this shift? And do you ever yearn for a time when bringing your work home meant physically carrying papers and documents rather than feeling constantly connected and on call through phones and computers? John, I'll begin with you on that one.
This technological revolution is unlike any other. You put this AI, like the program that taught itself chess in 24 hours and became the world champion, you put it into one of those headless robots that is faster than humans, it's quicker than humans. You remember the scene in Star Wars when Han Solo says, good against remotes is one thing, but good against the living? And we think, well, we've got the superior intuition. No, we don't. These things are going to be better than us at everything, including punditry. In 10, 15 years, there's going to be no place for manual labor unless we can't afford the robots. The change is not like previous changes. And people are thinking, oh, yeah, we'll be in control of it somehow. Or, we've got something special. When the computers beat us at chess, we said, oh, but Go is intuitive. The computers beat us at Go. There is no game in this planet that a computer is not better than a human at. And there are very, very few activities, and it's a diminishing number. Are we going to have a AI celebrity chef? Was just a news story I saw. And the answer is, of course. Ask ChatGPT for a recipe; it'll come up with a better one than you can. We're in a heap of trouble here.
On the other hand, you might argue that AI will replace what is dull, dirty, and dangerous, and uplift us.
No, because it'll replace what's creative too. It'll replace everything.
It's interesting.
Soldiers
creativity
too.
was
Imagine the war of the future.
Creativity was going to be the last bastion. And I think it is, what we're seeing now in terms of AI and creativity is like, okay, it really is coming for everything. It certainly is not the blue collar jobs. It's, it's going to be doing the poetry and the painting. Well, what are we going to do? Minding tolls. Like that's a dark and dismal view of the future. I agree it's coming for everything, which is why I think it's really shocking that you take on my challenge to education to evolve and change. We need to learn in different ways. We need to prepare students for the world of the future. It is not that AI is going to become the screenwriter, that if you are a screenwriter who is not working with AI, you will become obsolete. We just, now granted right now we're in a writer's strike, these are complicated times. It is, we don't know what 10 years down the road is going to look like, but we never have. I'm not as scared of the AI as I am of climate change. And I think that our best tool is the technology.
Janice?
Yeah, it's really interesting. We didn't hear much worry about the future of work and jobs being obsolete when blue-collar jobs were disappearing in previous generations as technology got better and better and better. But boy, this one's biting now because it is hitting, as Ramona just said, the creative class in part. It is going to hit professionals. And so all of us are, frankly, moaning about how we have to learn new things. That's the good outcome. The bad outcome, our jobs will be completely obsolete. Well, I've already said to John, I do not think that is the case at all. Every new generation of technology has destroyed jobs and created new ones. And I don't think artificial intelligence is any different. We will be in the same situation. Challenge is, as Ramona said, to learn to use it in ways that take the dull, the boring, the repetitive out of work and allow people to be more professional, more creative. If we look at the delivery of healthcare as one example, just to take one example, diagnosis is going to get much, much, much better because doctors will be drawing on a much larger pool of diagnostic cases. But boy, the placebo effect, which we all talk about, is another word for saying the relationship between the patient and the doctor or the nurse is what produces the good outcome. That's not going away.
Yeah, but windmills and steam engines and atom bombs couldn't think. That's why this one's different. All those other ones replaced back-breaking drudgery. This one's going to replace thinking, right? The doctor's going to be a computer.
Nope.
There's no point in educating people for this world. There'd be nothing for them to do.
Not going to work. It's not going to work that way because expectations between people are what drive the best outcomes. And no matter how much a computer looks like you or me, people know the difference.
Charles.
I like the saying that Jeff Goldblum says in Jurassic Park. He says, life will find a way. I don't believe that this is the end of creativity. I remember photography when digital came out, and a lot of the photographers said we're going to go out of business because now anybody can take a picture, but look what has been done with that, and there's more room for creativity and expansion. I don't have any doubt about that. What I'm seeing, if I was a young man again, I would embrace artificial intelligence with all my might, and I would learn that. I would not be scared of the future. I would jump on that wave and surf it as much as I can. It's important for us to live in the future if we're going to be happy. If you live in the past, you're missing it. You might as well isolate.
I'll just circle back to this issue of technological unemployment. And I know Moses often says that the captains of these digital behemoths often talk about a universal basic income. They want to privatize the profits, socialize the costs. What say you?
Well, the impact is not the same on everybody. So one of the major economic, social, cultural challenges we have in Canada, the United States, is the disappearance of the unskilled, high-wage job, typical auto plant job. We don't have as many of those. There's a lot of consequences for that. The cars are better, they last longer, people can afford them, but there are people who pay the price for it. Janice is right. Now it's other people who are paying the price for it, who are not in the blue-collar jobs. So those people, those are real costs. Those are real costs, and they're not going to be borne equally throughout society. So one of the things about the universal basic income is, okay, work is going to disappear, but there's going to be a lot more wealth, so we can spread the wealth around for people who don't have work. But work is not just about earning an income. Work has a lot to do with your dignity, your self-worth, the contribution you make. And so some people are going to do very well out of this next tech wave, but there are people who haven't done so well. We've seen that over the last 40 years. I think Janice is correct that because it was more on the blue-collar side, people paid less attention, but that's coming for everybody. It is something to worry about.
All right, up next, we'll return with closing arguments from our panelists. Stay tuned for their final thoughts.